Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do something a little different today. I've got a friend of mine, Wendy, with me here. She's a local woodworker getting into woodworking. Actually, she's one of the people who purchased most of my tools when I upgraded my shop. So we're going to go through a process of putting together a little fruit vegetable basket. You've probably seen these before. If you've ever watched Matthew Peach, this is actually his design. I'll leave a link in the description to the plans if you'd like to pick those up from his site. So we're going to walk through that today. Let's get going. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is cut these down to size. If you order his plans, what you're going to see is this is made out of one single fence picket. I try to pick the best ones from the home store. It's hit or miss. Just try to get one that doesn't have a ton of knots in it. But your first two cuts are going to be at 12 inches. That's going to make up your two ends. We'll cut an angle in those here in just a minute. And then you're just going to cut 3 sections at 14 inches. You can also rip these first and then cut them into their individual lengths. I actually prefer to go ahead and break them down on the miter saw to more manageable pieces. Either way is fine though. Going to come back here, and this is actually a 40-degree angle you're going to cut. You just need to make sure at the top section there you leave 1 3/4 inches. You need that to have your main top piece fit on there in the end. So going to go ahead and sand these down. I just give them a rough sanding. I kind of like the unfinished type look. If you're going to paint them or something like that, you certainly can finish sand these up to about 120 grit or whatever you want to do. I just grab 60 or 80 grit and just really knock all the little fuzzies off, and that's basically as far down as I get it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut these to their final width. The little end pieces are going to be a final width of 5.5 inches. You want to make sure you cut from the small end because remember you need that 1 3/4 inches on the top side there. Then I'm going to move my fence in, and we're going to cut all the rest of these up into 1.5 inch strips. You should get 9 of these out of the boards you have left, your 3 14-inch pieces there. Okay, now that we've got everything cut up, we're going to put it together. And you'll see me pause a few times here. I'm actually talking to Wendy, just telling her so she can make some notes. She's going to go home and try to build this. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. Matthew's video shows you one way how he does it. This is kind of the way I assemble this. Either way is perfectly fine. You get the same result in the end. I prefer just to use a single pre-drill bit with the countersink attached to it like this, and I just go ahead and stand them up and pre-drill them. Put a little bit of wood glue. I use Type Bond 3, and then sink in your 1-inch pocket holes screws. I actually use the pocket hole screws with the rounded head that doesn't have the little flange on it. They seem to work better. I imagine you could use the other ones too. It doesn't really matter. They just need to be 1 inch. Gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glue on here on each side. Make sure you just wipe out any squeeze out. You don't want it turning brown. It's either yellow or brown. You're gonna get with Type Bond 2 or 3. So just a little bit of glue. It doesn't take very much at all. We're going to go through the process and putting these in. What I've done to space these out, I've just taken me a 15-inch length of just red oak that I know is perfectly straight and square. I just cut it down to 3/4 inch, and I can just use it to space those out as I go up the sides. Each one of them are spaced 3/4 inch. The two top pieces here they're actually the bottom pieces. I just flush them up with the sides and then split the difference in the middle and just eyeball it. Works perfectly fine. You don't have to measure it. And here you can see that's where I use that spacer to go up on the sides. Works out really well. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get ready to drill. You need a 1/2 inch drill bit to drill your holes for your rope. You can see me marking this out. I'll leave a link in the description of the tools I'm using. This is a square that I actually picked up from taytools.com. Full disclosure, we are now an affiliate. Thank you very much, Taytools. Go ahead and mark this 3 inches in from the inside of the outside rail there, and then 1 inch down. That's where you're going to drill your 1/2 inch holes. Pretty simple, straightforward. I use a little punch there to start mine. Then you just cut your rope to 29 inches, put it in each hole, tie a knot, and pull back on it, and you are done. Well, there you have it. That was pretty simple and easy to make this little fruit vegetable basket. I sell these for $35. Pretty good price, easy to get. Probably got maybe, I don't know, less than $5 in it, so it's a really good product to batch out a bunch of them real quick. It's one of the reasons I asked Wendy if she wanted to come over and learn how to make this. I had an order for about 6 of them, so thought why not share some knowledge and help somebody local out, another woodworker, get started. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can actually drill the hole a little deeper and put some plugs in so you don't see the screws. It's fine, I don't mind. I'll put links to everything I've used in the description. I appreciate it, and if you enjoyed this, subscribe, come back. Don't forget we're giving a tool away when we hit 250, so see you later.